YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today we're gonna go check out Liquidation. What? So I'm excited to take you guys along with me today. There's a couple of liquidation places in my area. One is a liquidation warehouse, and that is mainly home goods, and one is the liquidation outlet, which is where I'm heading right now, and that is mainly like kitchen and grocery type items. Both of the places that I'll be showing in this video close early, so I don't know if that, maybe you could tell me, like I don't know if that is the main finding everywhere, but one closes at 5:15, which I think is a strange time to close, and the other one closes at 6. Just saying, I don't know what that means. And there it is. So we'll find a place to park. Okay, we're here. You see on the door it says 40 to 75% off. Lowest prices in Florida, new arrivals every day, baby, pet, frozen foods, all of this. So for today's video, I am going to try to give you every single tip I can think of from my home to your home on liquidation stores so that you can be better equipped when you go into one. As you can see already, there's a wide variety of items. You will see grocery, furniture, automotive, pet, health and beauty. I mean, really, every category is represented well here in this liquidation store and the one that I went to on the next day. So, things that I would like to share with you about liquidation stores. One is they may not be super clean, but don't judge a book by its cover. Actually go into the store and really take a look around. Another thing, you'll see me kind of pointing it out throughout the video, is you must watch the expiration dates. Not only there in the store, but you really need to know the regulations around the expiration dates for any platforms that you use. For example, Amazon. And you can read Amazon's policy by going to their help pages. And here I'm showing you the bottom of a can that has the expiration date. Another thing you want to watch for is dented cans. See that right there? Or any kind of package damage. Because if you sell, especially on Amazon, and you're listing it as new, new really does mean new. It needs to look like something that you could gift to a person and they would not know that it wasn't, perfectly new. The box needs to be nice. The expiration date needs to be in the future, and there needs to be no damage. It needs not to be opened. All the contents need to be inside and sealed just like they would be if you are purchasing it, brand new from the manufacturer. Now, these stores, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, which if you missed, you want to go back and watch that one, can be isolated and sometimes in scary locations. So you want to consider maybe taking someone with you. I always try to visit a store at least once a week. Really more than that, because you want to be able to spot new items easily and not have to rescan the entire store. Now, what I'm showing you right now in this clip is you can see the damaged products. They have actually written on it, like that it didn't work properly. You can tell that the boxes had been opened and so forth. You can see that they have clothing, and they have name brand clothing. They have Izod, Eddie Bauer. There were lots of brands represented here. So, don't just dismiss it because it's, a liquidation store. So guys, if you find any kind of good deals, you want to act quickly because these products just don't stay around, especially if they're really good deals. and the supply of them is limited. Whatever you see is what they have. So if the store has a whole pallet sitting there, then it's, less likely that they'll run out. And you can and should, of course, test a few items before buying the whole pallet. But if you only see a few of something and it's a good deal or it's just a great deal that you can't pass up, you really want to act quickly on it. Another thing is when making a large purchase, you want to find the manager and try negotiating for a better price. Even small discounts, as you know, can become huge cash savings if you buy a lot of things. So even saving a quarter, but over, 100 or 200 products, can add up. So what I do anyway is before I put anything in my cart is I will explain that I'm considering making a large purchase and could I get a discount if I bought a certain quantity. And I'm always, really friendly, try to make friends with the people in charge and try to establish long-term business relationships with them. And, it works because you help them by clearing out their shelves so they can buy more items, and they help you by throwing extra discounts your way. So I'll even give them my card, I'll let them know what types of products I'm interested in, and I encourage them to call me if anything comes across their path, in the store that, might meet my needs. And of course, not everyone works with you, but it's really nice when they do, and you can get amazing deals. When it works out for you. So be nice to everyone in the store and they'll start to recognize you and look forward to your visits and, learn your buying style. They can be very helpful to you. So play nice. Again, for large purchases, I like to always check out Camel for rank history, my current scanning app, which is, any of the scanning app really like Profit Bandit, and Keepa.com for the competition. You can always Google and see if there's a problem with the product or if the manufacturer has discontinued it for any reason. And the larger the quantity purchased, the better, of course, because, if you've done your research well, the key really to working less and making more money is to buy in large quantity, as we've already discussed. Now here, this camera had already expired, so that's what I'm saying. Don't even scan an item until you check those expiration dates because they really can be a problem here in the liquidation stores. And another thing that can be a problem is you want to check the boxes. You want to make sure that there aren't any missing parts. Obviously, a ceiling fan versus, bar soap, it's going to be more important to make sure that the parts aren't missing in the ceiling fan. They have a lot of name brand shoes, as you can see, and boots that were really nice from Eastland, and they had Eddie Bauer. And so I didn't go into great detail on a couple of these items because I wanted to come home and research them better. And we're going to be covering that in tomorrow's video, so I'll explain more about that. Here was curriculum, so they even had some textbooks types of things. You just never know what you're going to find here. Just make sure that you inspect every purchase you make to make sure it's 100% new, not open, no box damage, and the intact safety seal is in fact intact. Expiration dates, you see, they can be trouble. They can be very close to expiring. So just, make sure to triple check that, especially if it's grocery or health and beauty. Name brands, gosh, those are far superior. Toys, for example, is a category that I seldom buy generic, but it kind of holds true with all categories. So sometimes you'll see I'll pause the camera on just name brand items. Okay, here's a name brand item, and you can see that it goes, sells for a very high dollar amount, but when you looked at it, it was like a hazmat concern. So, I'm curious to research that more tomorrow just to kind of see what was going on with that. Okay, day 2, we're going to the other liquidation warehouse today, and this one is home goods. So this is a little different than the one you saw yesterday. And at the warehouse yesterday, I was trying to video that I got 2 carts full and like filled up the back of my Jeep and stuff, and I ran out of phone battery, which is something I always say to bring, the power battery pack so that you can never, when sourcing, especially a big sourcing trip, you don't want to run out of battery life, and it takes a lot of battery, so you always bring like an external source. And I didn't do that. I didn't follow my own advice and ran out of battery. So do as I say, not as I do. Another thing that I'm a little concerned about, and you guys can tell me your opinion, is, besides the box being open or hurt or damaged in some way and the contents being missing, I am kind of skeptical about it being a legit name brand item. So here they have perfume, they have different tools and a lot of great name brands, but I'm wondering, is everything here really a legitimate name brand, or would some of these be knockoffs? So I haven't purchased any type of perfume or anything that would be easily kind of counterfeited in that way, but I'd like to hear your opinion on it and see if I'm just being over skeptical or if it would be okay, or what your experiences have been, because that is kind of a concern of mine. And I do apologize about my voice. It's hoarse today, so I know I probably sound funny on video, but just kind of trying to push through this here. Again, with the large quantities, of course, after you've tested them, you can store them at your house or your warehouse if you have one, and send in just enough to cover a month of sales. Well, if you're Amazon, the purchase may take some time to get through, of course, but if you're, constantly selling that item, your income stream continues for the whole duration of your stockpile. So if you have several products that you can do that with, you could be making money over months, with minimal work. You're just sending in that replacement, that replenishment shipment every couple of months. All right, you see a lot of discontinued items here, and sometimes when an item is discontinued, people become frantic because they really liked that particular product, and their loyalty just increases the demand for a product, which in turn increases the price you can ask, and a buyer will pay for it. And since the item is discontinued in the stores, you have the upper hand against other sellers because now you have the product that they can't get easily. And of course, as you know, if you're the only seller, then the chances are that you're going to sell your item quickly, and you're going to be able to sell it for, a higher profit margin. Your asking price really can be whatever you want, within reason, of course, when you have the only, products in the game. So that's pretty cool. Other products that I like, baby products, because they're kind of like toys in the fourth quarter, and they can be a gold mine. And that's, of course, because parents are willing to spend more on their kids than themselves, I think. And if their child wants a particular item, say a pacifier or a bottle or a toy, the parents will buy several of them, and that particular type only. Or say it's their birthday and they want that toy, and they've been researching the internet and Amazon to obtain it. Sometimes they'll just pay whatever, regardless of the cost. Here I scan everything. I just start on one side of the store. I systematically go through everything. After I look at the expiration date, I scan it. There will be things that you think is a waste of time scanning, and they will be, mega sellers. And then there'll be things that you think, oh, for sure this is going to sell wonderfully, and they're just like a dud. So leave your opinions at home, scan everything, because there really is potential in sometimes just seemingly everyday products like tissue or mustard or a knife set, and you just walk right past it. Unless you remember that Tracy told me to scan everything. So I'm telling you right now, scan everything. Sometimes sellers will find the same items that you find and list their products right alongside yours, which can cause the price to temporarily drop. So don't worry, just be patient and wait for them to run out of inventory, and then you'll be able to ask Prime Dollar for your inventory again, because you'll have some of the last few to purchase. And sometimes you'll find a weird thing, and if you see that, like purple hair color or blue fingernail polish, you need to pause and scan it, because those could be really popular hot items. If you're the only seller that is selling an item that you're researching, it can mean that it's really hard to find, or that everyone else ran out of stock, and you can capitalize on that. So be looking for that when that happens, because that's a good thing. If it's not in the database and you scan it, don't worry, you can create your own listing. I have a video on that. But I don't like to do it unless it's a well-known brand, the profit margin's worth it, and there are enough similar products that are being sold successfully, and there's enough quantity to make it worth my time. That's really about it. You'll see a bunch of different boxes, and you'll see they're from Walmart or they're from different stores, and they're all together in one spot, which is kind of weird, but you get used to seeing that. Here are these boxes. They're from China, and you can see Walgreens on that box. We filled it up. Look, can you see that? Isn't that the cutest thing? A mommy duck and her baby ducks. I hope these tips were very helpful to you guys today. I look forward to tomorrow's video where we go through all of the great finds, where we talk about what we found at the liquidation store. Talk to you tomorrow. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, come check out the Amazon 360 Facebook group. Bye guys.